We all know that they like to go fast, but so many of us had this impression, and I'm a horsewoman, I grew up with horses, had this impression that they're sort of abused and beaten and forced to do it. And I was just so amazed, and I'm still amazed when I go around the track backside, the effort, the human hours that go into keeping a horse safe.
Racing's maybe done a very good job of keeping everything that goes on behind the scenes a secret. One of the reasons I thought that this needed doing was in the Kentucky Derby where 8 Bells broke down. I was at the farm looking at yearlings, but the next morning I got up early and I drove to Cincinnati Airport to fly home to Los Angeles. And while I was waiting for my plane, this lady was working in there, and I had a cap on that said one of the farms that I'd visited. Finally she came over and she said, "Were you at the races yesterday?" And I said, "Yes." She said, "Do you believe what they did to that mare, 8 Bells?" And I didn't understand the question. I said, "What do you mean, what they did to her?" She said, "They just killed her and took her away." She thought we just sent them out, ran them around, put them away, brought them over and raced them. And it was as simple as that. And I explained to her how many people work in the stables, go through the horse, checking, double check and examine them. And when I got done, she was understanding. She actually had tears in her eyes when she started to tell me. So it was a serious misunderstanding, I thought. And I just thought the world should know there's a lot of people that do care and try very hard to keep this game safe and avoid accidents.
On the safety front, I think California it amazes me, as I said, the money and the time and the effort that goes into the horse safety. There are always, I don't even call it changes, it's more adjusting to modern medicine, to new ideas and sharing them with the industry.
As you can see, first thing in the morning, the groom that takes care of the horse goes over and checks his own horse and gives him a good examination. Following him becomes the assistant trainer's job to come in and look him over, check his knees and ankles, make sure everything looks good. Then they're tacked up, the rider put up on the ring, looked over, walked down to the track, and he's mainly just to make sure everything is in good shape and working, no problems. Then he'll go back to the barn, he'll get his bath, be walked and cooled out, and later the veterinarian that works for the state of California will come and he'll examine him and trot him up and down and look him over good and see that he's satisfactory to his thinking. Then he'll be put away for the day, and then at race time he'll be brought over to the receiving barn here. That's where all the horses get together before they go to the paddock to be saddled for each individual race. And there's a state veterinarian in that receiving barn that looks the horses over good. And then they go to the saddling paddock, get their tack put on, and get the jockeys up, go out on the track, and they have a warm-up period. During that period, the state veterinarian is also out there on the racetrack watching them move, jog, and gallop, seeing if anybody's sore or unsound, and deal with it accordingly. If one doesn't look right, they would scratch it and take it out of the race. So as you can see, there's a lot of people checking, trying to make sure everything goes well.
Most tracks have mornings where you can go backside and see the horses getting ready, working out. It's really interesting, and when you see the people back there who, they're not doing this for money, they're doing this because they love horses. But when you see from the veterinarians to the grooms to the exercise riders, the jockeys, what goes into the welfare of a horse and how many eyeballs are on that horse every morning to make sure that they're sound. It's very, very impressive.